Trey, when you started investigating this, at what point did you realize how big this actually was?
We figured out pretty early in the reporting that not only were the Jehovah's Witnesses covering up a lot of child abuse, but they were actually holding onto a database of names of child abusers all over the country. And that this database had been secret from the courts, secret from law enforcement, and that these perpetrators were out there, and that's when we knew.
So what's going on with the database now?
It's the subject of a fight in civil court in California, and it's about to be the subject of a fight in civil court in other states where survivors like Sarah are coming forward and filing lawsuits against the Watchtower. The Watchtower wants to keep this secret. They don't want anybody to see what's in there. As far as we know, law enforcement hasn't gone after it, and the courts haven't had any luck getting it, but there's at least 20 years worth of names in that database.
And as you investigated with the Jehovah's Witnesses and tried to go to them and get answers, how were you treated? What did you get?
Well, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, which is the headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses in New York, they've refused every interview request. They've refused to give meaningful comment on any of our stories. This goes back 5 years. So they're essentially hoping the story goes away. I have had some experiences talking to individual Jehovah's Witnesses and congregations. And when you meet them, most Jehovah's Witnesses are shocked to hear that this is how child abuse is handled in their religion.
What do you think about that, Sarah, when you heard that? There has to be others like you growing up within this, when you hear that most members are sort of shocked to hear these allegations or how they're handled.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time when I first was abused and shortly after, I thought I was the only one. There was no one that could ever have gone through what I went through. And it wasn't until I started telling my story more and realizing this is much bigger than I ever could have imagined. And I am by far not alone. And so this needs to be talked about and discussed and really brought out even more than what it has been, because I'm not alone. And so now we need to gather together and fight this together.
Thank you for your bravery. For coming
Thank
out.
you.
Nice to meet you both. Trey, great work. We reached out to the Jehovah's Witnesses of America. They did not respond to the allegations contained in the Oxygen series. They tell us they condemn child abuse and claim they have processes in place to ensure compliance with child abuse reporting laws.